Peter Shearer. I'm a professor of entomology at Oregon State University.
I'm Nick Wiman. I'm a postdoctoral researcher. I work exclusively on BSMB.
Nick and I are part of this national grant. In 2010, the brown marmorated stink bug exploded back east. And a group of researchers got together and submitted a grant to study this particular pest. I've worked with this when I was back at Rutgers University in New Jersey since 2003. We knew that Oregon Department of Agriculture found this bug in Portland in 2004, and knowing the value of our crops here in Oregon and Washington State, that we were asked to be part of this national effort to try and find solutions for this pest.
We have made some pretty interesting findings. I think when I came into this position, we weren't sure how many stink bugs I was actually going to find in the field, and I was planning on doing a lot of lab projects actually. But when we started to go out and look, we realized, wow, this bug is already pretty widespread in the state. And so I think we started to get a little bit worried. And even by the end of last year, it started popping up in some agricultural areas. So already moving out from urban centers where we knew it existed, at least in the greater Portland area. We also started finding it in little small towns all throughout the Willamette Valley. And it sort of hit home when we started finding a few on farms last year. Now this year we had them in farms from the beginning of the season, and it just keeps multiplying in terms of agricultural locations where we're finding the bugs now. So I think that's a big story this year, is just sort of the rural movement of the bug outside of the urban areas.
How this insect spreads into new areas, it's by people. It's either along a highway or along a railroad or in a campground where someone pulls up their camper that lets the stink bugs out when they open the door, or they move from the East Coast to the West Coast and open up their moving boxes, and all of a sudden here comes the bugs, crawling out of the boxes. It's a very good hitchhiker. It really gets into people's belongings or cargo and gets moved around, especially in the fall. I don't know, two groups of people that are being impacted: the people that live in their homes where this insect comes in and overwinters in massive numbers, or whether it gets into their backyard gardens and destroys their vegetables or their fruits. And I guess the other group of people are farmers. And in 2010, when this insect exploded in the East Coast, in the Mid-Atlantic states, it $40 million worth of damage to the apple crop. It destroyed most of Pennsylvania's peach crop. So, and it got into the vegetables. So the quick fix was for growers to spray insecticides. And so there was a lot of work done on finding products that work. Of course, these insecticides have to be applied repeatedly, because if you kill what's there, here comes the next wave of bugs that are coming out of the trees that are surrounding the farms. So it takes a lot of management effort to keep these bugs in check.